What's up, tricksters and tricksetas, and welcome to another tier 3 sub VOD review presented by favorite video. Today at our coaching table, we have our friend Kuba. Basically, this is like a short checkup for him. So this is like a free VOD review. It's not really a paid VOD review. So essentially, like, I'm not gonna go too deep into map-specific problems or like some, you know, general problems of how this guy should play the game. He already knows what he needs to do and how he should play the game. Today we're just gonna focus on how you should play Chamber on Breeze, and also like what Kuba can be doing better on Breeze and Chamber in this VOD review. And that's it. So Kuba is like basically a peak Immortal 2 player, and he is currently at Immortal 1. All of his stats are like okie dokie, you know, like generally optimal, except the team play and KST. And we're gonna see today like what he can do better to get to Immortalius stress. Clutch percentage a bit low still. First bloods, first deaths, decent, not bad, really good. We are staying alive, that's nice. Attacker side, meh. Attacker side, okay. I mean, okay, you play much better on defense than attack, which is okay, which is normal for every player. Like every player, you know, you should be playing in ranked solo queue better on a defender side because it's easier to control the rounds and fights that you want to pick. But yeah, on both attack and defense you have a bit of a problem still with the team play and with playing better with your allies and staying alive a bit more. Maps, Ascent kind of shit, Split also really bad. Like these two maps are the maps that you should really try to focus on fixing as soon as possible. Everything else, like all of the other documents, I'm gonna review in private later. Let me see the loadouts. Holy shit, your semi-rounds are actually really good, bro. My brother in semi-rounds turns into a demon. Really nice. Really nice. Yeah, no, listen, like Bandit is a really good weapon. One of the best eco weapons right now. You need to use it more. Marshall as well, especially because you're playing Chamber. Like, I don't know, how do you save up money for the Operator? For the round number 4 if you're not playing Marshall, for an example. Stinger, give it some love as well. Bulldog, Shorty, I mean everything else is fine. Just Bandit and Marshall, you're underusing the most. You definitely need to use it more because the weapons are goated, depending on which map you play them, of course. So his nickname is Kuba. Just a second, I didn't do this. Sorry. So this is his tracker, and his name is Kuba. And we need to center it. Just a second. Bap. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Is this good? Okay. Scale to window. Nice. Okay, so when it comes to the tracker, like, you know, everything else I'm going to review in private for you. All of the documents that you sent. Today, let's focus on Breeze. Defender side. Gintoki, see you later, man. Chamber! The best agent on Breeze.
Our guests have arrived. Let's make a good first impression, shall we?
I don't know, like G2 losing that game, bro, like that might fuck them up mentally, but like they did the same against Navi, and they won from 0-1 to 2-0 to 1. They might win it. They might win it still. Okay, so Breeze on a defender side. Just a second. Cheats on. Bam. So on the defender side of Breeze, Breeze is a slow rotation map, which means that from the round number 5, you need to be very careful when you rotate and how you rotate. Like, you need to rotate based on some kind of an information that you got from the previous rounds or from the current round that you're playing at that moment of time. But in the first 4 rounds, always make the fast moves on the first contact between your team and the enemy team. Do something. You know, like, don't just be a static potato. Don't anchor the bomb sites. Just, you know, do something. Move. Help your teammates out. Now, on this map, generally speaking, B set is your default side number 1 priority. A set is number 2 priority. But on this map, like, what you truly value and, you know, where you're gonna start majority of your rounds is usually around the mid area of the map. On this map, like, one of the best default plays that you can make in ranked solo queue is taking early elbow control, taking the aim and control, especially if passive gameplay and passive playstyle is not working for you. And of course, every other round you start on the A side and B side, depending on where you think the enemies will go next. Now, when it comes to the first round of Breeze, you always play it in the same way. Essentially, in the first round of Breeze, you always want to get the deep information into the elbow, and then based on that info, you decide what you want to do next. Do you want to backstab the enemies? Do you want to fall back? Do you want to, you know, if you see that no one is here, you can just pull the knife out and instantly rotate towards your teammates. But the first round, we cannot be playing passively and just waiting for the enemies to stomp our allies. Why? Because, you know, map is huge, map is big, rotations take too much time, and if you start on one of the sites, it's gonna take you too much time to rotate and help your teammates out. So with a chamber, what you usually want to do is put a trademark here for the B main area of the map, put the teleport here at the start of the round, like this, so you have more teleport into the elbow, and you take the knife in the hands and instantly take the elbow, peek deep into the B main, and try to get a timing either to backstab the enemies or just to clear the B main area of the map. And then you decide what you want to do next. If the things become hairy and you don't want to commit to the fights, this TP is usually safe. I mean, 99% of times it's safe, because players are going to be dropping the smokes here and here, and the smokes are actually going to cover you up. Now, when it comes to, like, what you should buy with the chamber in the first round, you only have 2 buy options on Breeze. So 6 Headhunters with a trademark, or Bandit with a trademark. I personally prefer Bandit. More bullets, more fun. You know, like, I don't really go for the body shots on Breeze. A lot of long range fights on Breeze, nobody buys a light shield anyways. And essentially, you know, this weapon is fucking goated on this map. The problem with the Headhunter is, like, you know, if you whiff some of the shots, you might end up on a classic pistol later during the retake or something. You know, things can be really interesting. But it's really your personal preference. Whatever you prefer, it really doesn't matter that much. Both options are fine and good. Now, one thing that you should never do on Breeze is you should never, like... we don't have audio for this. What? Ah, Kuba, my man. Like, we need to listen to the silence. Okay, never mind. Anyways, this is not gonna go on our main YouTube channel, so that's fine. So yeah, you never start the first round on A side because it's too much of a gamble. You know, if enemies go B in this round, and only your Jet and Sova are defending B at this moment of time, we are cooked. Also, the B retakes are a lot harder than the A retakes on Breeze, and essentially that's why you start in the elbow in the first round and you get early information into the elbow. So whatever you're doing here is kind of, you know, way too much of a gamble. You know, like a very big gamble. Now, when it comes to, like, this setup for the first round, you can be a bit more cheeky, you know, or a bit more... I mean, okay, like, it's fine what you're doing. It's fine, like, listen, it's fine what you're doing. You know, this setup is totally fine, like early jiggle peek, then we can use a teleport here to go for another shot, and then TP away, get this off angle. Very good setup, it's in my playbook, and that's very, very good. But listen, as soon as the enemies reveal you on this position, like, you know, get down. Like here, the Sova drone is not really blind, you know, so this Sova drone might have revealed you up there, and that's a bit of a problem. So what you should have done, in this example is don't pick the enemies immediately. Anyways, they need to go through the Viper pit. You can pick the enemies above the Omen smoke. You don't need to force a fight like this. But of course, this fight is totally fine, you know, but it's just the aim duel. Who wins it? You know, it's 50-50 at this point. And we just lost an aim duel, which is fine. You're working on your mechanics anyways. Now, So did they do a fake in this round, or they just went? No, they just went back. Okay, they wanted to do a 5-man A push. Now, second round of Breeze. Whenever you like lose the first round, you always play on the A side. Because it's much better gamble. That's how players think in ranked solo queue. We win the first round, let's go A. We lay an A in a second round, 60% of times. So in this round, you should be preparing some kind of a cheesy setup, you know, to fuck up the enemies on A side. Once again, since you're playing Chamber, you can just go for 3, 4, 5 headhunters and try to kill the enemies from some off angle. Like, for example, what we can do in this round, we can drop a teleport up here, then from this position, as the enemies are moving in, we can try to go for one shot. Then around the teleport, we can try to go for another shot. Then TP away, get onto this off angle, above the enemy omen smoke, try to get one more kill, and reset yourself. Now, when it comes to like the buy options here, so you bought 3 headhunters and a shorty. Okay, that's also fine. I mean, if you want to F up the enemies with a shorty at the backside, drop the shorty here, get a classic pistol, get 3 headhunters, and the setup that you can do is essentially early on with the headhunters, you can put a TP there, you can play this position, wait for the Sova drone to be somewhere around this part of the map, and then when the Sova drone is right here, you just peek out, bam, try to get one pick, reset yourself, get a shorty. Then from the backside, you can try getting one more kill with a headhunter, and then you have 2 options. You can either try killing the enemies with a shorty in this area of the map, or you can try to sneak up into the enemy smoke, and from the smoke, try to search for a timing if you hear that enemies are playing somewhere close in this vicinity, in that range. It's really up to you. Whatever you prefer. But if you play a shorty setup like, you know, your best kill potentials are, you know, either within this smoke, or like at the backside right here. I mean, this TP setup is okay. I also love very much like what your Jet is doing. It's a bit risky that she's doing this alone, obviously, but this is how Breeze has to be played. Like, you cannot play passively and just hold the angles. Like, you always need some information somewhere, either in the A main or in the elbow and B main area of the map. So this is fine. Okay, so we're playing really passive setup. You ditch the shorty, okay, that's fine. Listen, here, you know, it's just mechanics like nothing else. We're gonna talk about that later. That TP was fine. Look, in an eco round like this, don't shy away from a fight if you already have a weapon for that fight and maybe you can get a pick. You know, here for example, okay, with those 2 bullets, happens, you know, anyways, like, we're gonna talk about that later, about your mechanics. Here, we didn't hit this shot, but you still have a classic pistol, and enemies are super close to you. I mean, your best bet right now is to see if enemy Jet is maybe gonna overpeak, play undisciplined, which players do in ranked solo queue quite a lot, and try to delete that Jet with a triple shot as she's peeking you from this position right here. Or you can peek the Jet and go for triple jiggle peeks. You know, that would have been a much better option than, you know, playing around this smoke. Because once you get inside of this smoke, you just don't really know like what type of fights you're gonna be getting. If the enemies are already close to you, you have only a classic pistol in an eco round. 10 times better option is just jiggle pick that Jet with a classic, try to get her, you know, try to get that kill, and that's it. Okay, so 2 times in a row, enemies push the A site. In this round, we're gonna apply the rule of 3 executes, and we're gonna make a gamble that enemies are gonna push B. Especially in this round where the enemies play a bonus round, chances that enemies go B are above 80% in ranked solo queue. So in this round, like, we should be preparing some kind of a B setup and not the A setup, obviously. So what you should be buying in this round is like just a Vandal Heavy Shield trademark. We should be putting our Tripwire trademark for the top mid right here. Why? Because we don't need it for the B main, because we're gonna be playing B side with 2 more teammates. And you know, like, if enemies are going through the B main, like, we're gonna get that information. You know, we can just fight here. We don't need a trademark for that because that choke point is already covered. And in this round, we can simply do some kind of a very simple setup because you already have 2 teammates fighting with you on the B site. You can just play on top of this box, wait for the Sova drone to be somewhere here, peek enemies on timing, try to kill them, drop down, reset. Then from the elbow, try to get one more kill. Then from the backside, try to get a kill onto this guy, and then simply play with the rest of your teammates on the B side. But in this round, you cannot play on the A side because of rule of 3 executes and because enemies are playing a bonus round. And in ranked solo queue, players in this type of a round usually have a mentality like, let's do a 5-man push on B. Also, I don't know what the fuck are we doing here. Okay, very good. I thought you were gonna be saving money for the operator or something. That would be crazy. Listen, if we're already fighting for the A main area of the map, you know, like we're already taking information there, and we don't have anyone at the doors or in the window, just put your trademark here. You know, we need a trademark for the doors. Yes, this trademark doesn't reveal the enemies like you know, completely, but it's gonna give us some info if enemies are trying to push through this area of the map. You don't need trademark for A main if we're already pushing and peeking that area of the map. So yeah, you know, basic rules, you know, basic 7 rules that I talked about during our coaching and in the videos that I've shared with you work like 60 to 80% of times in ranked solo queue when it comes to predicting the enemies and where they're gonna go next. Especially these map-specific rules, like, you know, this read that enemies are gonna go B, brother, like, this is the easiest read you can make in ranked solo queue. So right now, you should have been on the B side preparing some kind of a basic setup. We really don't want to showcase to enemies in this round our best setups because enemies are playing an eco hull by bonus round. In those rounds, we want to try winning these rounds based on the pure, raw gun advantage, and that's it. Also, whenever enemies are playing a low buy rounds, don't go for the flanks, don't go for the lurks if the numbers are already equal or you have a numbers advantage. Like, just play with your teammates. Because right now, by the time that you reach the B main area of the map, only God knows what's gonna happen with your Sova, Viper, and Phoenix. In these rounds, just play with your allies, close out this round in the easiest way possible, and that's it. And then in the future rounds, we can maybe apply some pressure from behind, pick some really good timings to lurk and flank, backstab the enemies. Also, in this round, if we showcase to enemies that we love to do this type of a play, they're going to be more aware of it in the future, and we really want to avoid that. I mean, it's not a problem, but just you know, that mindset that enemies might have. Okay. Solid round could have been much easier, obviously, if you just played on the B side. Now, in this round, chances that enemies push A are mega fucking high, because they just lost the first round on B. They've won 2 rounds on A side. We can use the AB rule and rule of fear to pre-assume that enemies are gonna go on to A. And right now, you know, for the A main area of the map, you don't have that many setups with Chamber, you know, alone. You really need to combine your utility with your teammate's utility and try to do something together with them. So, with a Chamber, when it comes to TP setups, when you're fighting enemies in A main, you have only like 4-5 setups. Basically, we have a setup where we put the teleport on top of this box, and usually what you want to do with this setup is go for an aggro peek in A main, try to get a kill here, then play an off angle like this, try to get another kill, reset the teleport, and then on timing, we try to get another pick. We have a teleport setup here, where we're kind of trying to do the same shit just from the right side smoke here, and then using this off angle to fuck up the enemies above the enemy omen smoke and trying to get a pick. Then another setup is this setup right here, where essentially you just want to hide from the enemy drone. Maybe one of your teammates can bait for you, and then on timing, we're peeking the enemies, trying to get a kill, and then either fighting more or playing with our teammates, keeping our location a secret. Depends what you want to do. Also, with this TP right here, what you can do is, like, you can try to clear the mid. So we clear the mid area of the map, we open the doors, and essentially we can try backstabbing the enemies, maybe getting one pick here, and then resetting ourselves towards the A site, and then playing with our teammates. But you need to be a bit faster with this type of a play, because even though you're going to have a smoke from Viper, Omen, Clove here, you know, we cannot teleport here if enemies took a site like 20 seconds ago. Like usually when you do this type of play with a teleport, like you just wanna peek mid instantly, then just run it down, open the doors, and just be ready for a fight. Like we're taking an aggressive approach towards the round, trying to get an instant fight from behind, and essentially like once again keeping our location a secret. Like, you know, once you teleport, enemies really don't know where exactly you teleported, so we are instantly there to support our teammates on the A side and help them out. But what's really important on this map is when you already know that enemies are gonna go A, let's try to figure out how we can take the A main control with the rest of our team. Like here, for example, okay, we don't really have a good controller to take the full A main area of the map. You know, like we don't have an option to use a one-way smoke up here, but we have Phoenix flashes, we have Phoenix wall, Phoenix Molotov, we have the, you know, Jet that can peek together with us, Chamber teleport. Like in this round, you should really be communicating to your Phoenix, brother, I'm gonna go for the first peek, first contact with the teleport, or without the teleport, just jiggle peek the enemies. Can you flash the enemies on timing? Then we can double swing. Voila, easy round. And here we should be fighting aggressively because, you know, in the last two rounds where the enemies pushed the A site, we didn't really find any success defending the A main area of the map. I mean, A site in general. Let's try to stop them, you know, in A main. Like, Sova, brother, can you use a dart in A main? Phoenix, be ready to cook up the flash. We can double peek, double swing, and kill them. And this setup is also good. You know, like, we can put a teleport right here, put a trademark right here, and then with the Phoenix, let's walk up here. Phoenix, use a flash, bam, we swing. We can play a bit deeper with a teleport, and then reset. Okay, in this round, enemy switched it up, that's fine. In the next round, once again, we play A site. So in this round, when you're in the numbers disadvantage, and when you're retaking B site, in this type of rounds, you should be trying to make some kind of a solo play, or a double play with your teammates. You know, usually these 4v5 retakes on the B site are really, really poor if you're just doing them from the CT and from the B link right here. Because enemies can always just play from the B main, from the window, you know, like it takes too much time to clear the whole elbow, backside, front side. Then enemies can make a play like this as well. So usually a much better idea when you're retaking B site in a 2-2 setup, like where there's 4 of your teammates alive, is like you connect with the Sova right here and tell the Sova, let's push on contact the elbow area of the map and let's clear the whole window, B main, and the elbow. And your teammates from the CT are already gonna clear the broken wall, and then we can make a, you know, a proper 4-man execute onto the B side. But these type of retakes usually fall apart, especially if you don't have a Viper wall or any smokes to retake the B side. You know, this round is practically over from the get-go. Also, I need to ask, like, how the fuck we don't have a gun in this round? Any weapons? This is what usually happens during these retakes. You know, it's mega fucking hard retaking the B set only through the CT and through the link connector. So, yeah, we'll try not to do that. In this round, you cannot buy the operator because your teammates have very low money. We should actually be saving in this round, but whatever. Like, I mean, if your teammates want to force, you want to force, let's force it up. In this round right here, you should be playing A side once again. Because once again, rule of 3 executes tells us that the highest chances are, right now, that enemies are going to go A. In the first 4 to 6 rounds, we need to follow these rules because otherwise you're going to have a really bad time reading the enemies in ranked solo queue. Now, when it comes to the setup that we're using right now, it's okay, but since enemies never saw our aggressive push through the elbow, maybe, you know, what you could have done in this round is put a trademark here, put this teleport and do the first round setup. And with the op, try to take some kind of a deep angle, deep peek through the elbow, then you can reset yourself with the operator, then you can support the Jet on the site. I don't know, but of course this is also fine. Just we need to dodge this Sova Sova drone. Like, basically, when the enemies have a Sova in the team, you really don't want a position like this. Usually, the best way to get a pick from this position early on is you put a teleport for this position right here. Then you play on this spot here. We're dodging the Sova drone until it's there. Then going for a dead zone peak. Then resetting towards the elbow. In the elbow, you can try to get maybe one more pick with the operator. Then one more pick right here. And then you TP away. This setup right here, you should mainly use when your idea is to fight aggressively, either from this position, this position, this position, or this position. Like, for example, you have some kind of a setup where, I don't know, first you want to get a contact here, for an example. Then you maybe want to do this, and from this position try to get one more pick. Or you play in the elbow, deep, bam, or with a, let's say you have a bandit. It's an eco round. With a bandit, I'm trying to get one pick here, and then from this wall, I'm trying to pick enemies on timing, get one more pick, and then reset myself. Matush 17-8? What 17-8, bro? What Matush 17-8, bro? What Matush 17-8, man? Nah, you're trolling, bro, like, right? G2 is 8-4. G2 is 8-4, bro. G2 is 8-4. On attacker side, 8-4. Brother. Sorry, Kuba, just a second. If G2 wins, 300 euros in the pocket. So in this round, basically the best play was to play on the A side because of rule of 3 executes. Like, try to think about these rules actively. Like, there's only 7 major rules that you follow in ranked solo queue to read the enemies. And then there's other sub-rules based on the enemy's utility usage, based on what's happening in that game, and based on enemy's utility, enemy's agents, essentially. So, rule number 1 is your position based on the map that you're playing. Rule number 2 based on the enemy economy. Rule number 3 based on the enemy's ultimate status. Rule number 4 based on the AB pattern. Rule number 5 based on rule of 3 executes. Rule number 6 based on rule of fear. And rule number 7 based on the usual enemy patterns or teammate patterns in that game. I'm just reminding you we covered every single one of these rules, already, so please follow them. Like, in this round, you are just conditioned to play on the A side based on this. Now listen, this is a save round. Early on in a match, you don't need to force every single retake or every single bullshit play out of your ass. Like here, in a 4v2 retake on the A set of Breeze, enemies need to make so many mistakes for you to have an inch of a chance to win this round. And we are already playing, in Immortal 2, Immortal 3 lobbies, Immortal 1 lobbies, like, we cannot be expecting enemies to make that many mistakes. And to sell this round for free. So, what we should be doing in this round, okay, it's still early on in the game, we're just losing 1-3. Jet, save the weapon, let's focus ourselves on winning the next round and changing our game plan to break the enemy streak. But there's one mistake. There's 2 mistakes. Now you should definitely go for this retake, obviously. Like, if it is 2v2, try it. Why not? And now just saving time. Here you should have just pulled the knife. Yeah, this is full save time. Jame time, bro. Go! What are you fighting right now? Listen, enemies have a great economy. If you lose this weapon, that's a problem. If enemies lose their weapons, there's no problems whatsoever. Go. Knife in the hands and rotate, bro. Okay, so the main problem in this match so far is that we are playing way too passively. Like, we're giving enemies way too much space on both B site and A site. Here, especially if you're defending the B site alone, and you're not really certain if the enemies are gonna go for a straight B hit, go for the elbow push. Go for the elbow peek, like, especially if you didn't try it or enemies didn't see it in any of the previous rounds, you need to play a bit more aggressively. And this setup right here is terrible when you're playing on the B set alone. So what's the problem with this setup is that no matter how many kills you get, you know, no matter what you do, once you teleport here, you're just stuck on the site. And you're forced to fight to your death. And this is something that you never want to do when you're defending the B set alone with a chamber. You're defending B set alone with a chamber. Put the TP here, and now you have enormous amount of off angles and different ways how you can play these positions to get the picks. Then we can get the final pick with a teleport, reset ourselves, and just play a retake. Simple as that. Like, your job right now is not to stop the enemy's push. Your job is to get 1 or 2 safe picks, and then we play a 5v4, 5v3 retake. That's a good pick. And, you know, you go for that pick, for an example. So, we take a pick like this. Very good, very nice. You just reset yourself, like, with a knife out. So, bam, bam. Now, brother, you know, if you have this teleport setup, we can just play here, try to get 1 more pick. And then, you know, the final fight with the teleport. And now, you're alive. We're playing a 5v3, 5v4 retake. Everyone is happy. We have the broken wall control. We have the top mid control as well. Sorry, the camera was zoomed. And that's it. So you see the problem with this setup? The problem with this setup is just, you know, you overcommit to, like, this is something that you never want to do with chamber on any map. When you're playing the full buy rounds. And enemies are also full buy. Like, you never want to overcommit yourself so much to defending the site with your teleport. Like, you always need to have some kind of an escape route and an option to decide whether or not you want to fight and how aggressively you want to fight for that site defense. Just in eco rounds and half buy rounds, when you are playing in an economy disadvantage, then you really want to force the fights and you want to make some cheesy setups with your teleport, no matter if they provide you any safety whatsoever. So yeah. Also, playing behind this wall when you're getting revealed by the Sova is really bad. Whenever the Sova is revealing you, this wall is spammable, and essentially you need to play around this cover right here. So just the setup in this round was kind of bad. Like, if you just got this pick, and then 1 more pick with a teleport from the backside, brother, the round is over. We're playing a 4v3 retake, and that's it. Or a 4v4 retake. And we have a really high chance of winning this round. Now your teammates, you know, now we just pull out the Bible, and we pray to God that our teammates are going to win the round for us. And okay, it's okay that you play B set in that round. I mean, like, literally, you know, anyways, your default site and default positions that you want to defend is like top, mid, and B in general. And enemies pushed the A set in the last round, so it was okay. You know, and anyways, you were the only guy defending it. Now listen, whenever you are leaving the B set open, and whenever you're leaving any bomb site open when you're playing chamber, you always want to put a trademark for that site. Just so you have the info if somebody maybe lurked in, you know, pushed in on timing or something like that, or if anyone is in this area of the map. So if you're already doing a double push through mid with your jet, and maybe going elbow, put a trademark for the B site. Now, knife in the hands. Let's go here. Let's pre-aim this position, clear deep, and now we can, you know, together with the jet, try to go for a double stab, double push, clear all of these angles where the enemies might be holding you, And essentially, you know, we clear the full B main area of the map. No one is there, okay? We can just instantly reset. One guy can go for a lurk and flank. We can hold the mid, or just do a fast rotation towards the A side. Or we can continue the double push, double flank, that's also fine. Now, if your idea is to walk up mid, like if your idea is to do this type of a play that you're doing right now, let me show you a much better much better setup for this play. So obviously you put your teleport here, so you have more range on the teleport if you happen to fight the enemies there, and also behind that box right here. But in this case scenario, you put your trip here. So this trip is basically protecting you from the elbow as you're scaling down mid. And we need to have this trademark right here. Now you scale down mid. If enemies smoke you off, I mean, it's really up to you what type of fights you want to take and like how you want to fight. Here, personally, I would always let my jet fight first because I have the operator. I cannot peek first, you know, like I just don't know what I'm peeking into. Right now, I love that you clear this smoke with a shorty, but as soon as you clear the smoke with a shorty, you should have pulled out the headhunters or the operator to be ready to fight together with your jet. Because right now we cannot bait our jet out. Listen, so now your position got compromised. We got a kill, we are 3v3. Enemies are in your face, you have the operator. You still have this teleport that you put behind yourself. Now, slowly reposition towards that teleport, and let's try to take a second fight from that TP setup. Instead of pulling a shorty here and now waiting with a shorty for enemies to peek you out. You know, why would I complicate my life here and gamble on the shorty play when I can just do this, and now with a headhunter, wait for the chamber to come out and bam. Or, you know, I can go for a quick scope and just reset myself. But good kill nevertheless. Okay, so in this round, you know that enemy like Reyna is in the A main. I think we have like zero information when it comes to the Sova whereabouts. But to be honest, like, I don't know, here we can kind of pre-assume. I mean, okay, so both Sova and Reyna are in the A main. You kind of miss that information here a bit. So right now you should be, you know, go. Let's help the Phoenix. Okay, so in this round here, we need to play the mind games. Otherwise, like, we are gonna have a really bad time clutching this 1v2. So one of the best mind games that you can play with the enemies when you're retaking the A site is playing around these opening doors right here. So what we can do right now is simply open the doors and now shift up through the double doors and try engaging the enemies immediately from this position. Like, this sound is mega loud, and since enemies are already here, they're definitely gonna hear it. And one enemy is always gonna be conditioned to watch that position there, which allows you to take one potential 1v1 fight against the second enemy. Also, what you should have done here a long time ago, like already here, you should have resetted your trademark and your teleport. Like a long time ago. I mean, right now in this 1v2, trademark is very valuable. Like, trademark can give you the info where the enemies can be. Like, if you end up in a 1v1, for an example, and you're defusing a spike, you can put a trademark for one position, and then you just focus only on one angle and one area of the map. Teleport as well to, you know, take 1v2 fights and get the information. Like, already by this time, where you walk up into the aim and area of the map here, you would have had your teleport with yourself, and you would have had your trademark with yourself, which is really fucking good. Here, for example, we got this kill. Now, based on it, you know, now if you had a trademark and a teleport, with teleport I can just get the info. I can just run it down. I don't need to fight. I can just TP away and reset myself as soon as the Sova peaks, and then take a second safe fight. Now, there's a lot of gambling that we have to do. I don't really understand what was that. Okay. I mean, here, for example, if you had a TP, you know, we could have reset ourselves for a fight. If you had a trademark here, like, you could have put a trademark, like, for example, here, then go for a spike diffuse, and, you know, Sova can only engage you from this position, but okay. Mouse bug, maybe, like, it happens on the, if he is using a Logitech, like, happens. This setup here is really good. Just remember, okay, just remember, when you're playing on this position, usually what you don't want to do is you don't want to use your teleport at the backside. Like, that's a mistake that players make. Like, you know, fuck this shit. When you're playing on this spot, you don't need this teleport. Like, get up here, let the teleport reset, you know, don't use teleport anywhere, and now we play on this off angle. Make sure that you're playing on the edge of this angle, so once you go for a peek, and once you go for a shot, you can instantly reset yourself with a knife out. And then with a teleport, you know, some safe teleport, we can go for a second round of aggression, and maybe surprise enemies from some kind of an off angle, or by peeking them again, or something like that. Also, when you're up here, I'm like 90% confident you can drop a TP behind this box if you jump around. Yeah. So that's, you know, just do this if you already wanna place a teleport in the elbow, always place it behind the box there, so, oh, you know, so you have cover. Because a lot of the players do what you did right here, which is absolutely, I mean, it's not stupid, but you know, if enemy jet is dashing in your face and maybe she dashes elbow, I mean, we are kinda dead. I'm trying to main jet up to Immortal 3. Right now I'm Platinum. Is there a specific video you recommend for advice? Just watch the jet VOD reviews, watch the jet playbook on Discord, and you'll be fine, man. Like, everything is covered. Now, you see what I'm talking about. Like, if you use my setup here, like, you know, this first pick was very good. You know, easy pick. But if you're already gonna peek the enemies like this, you don't need a teleport for that. Now we could have just run away from the Sova drone, put a TP here, and now we go for a second round of an aggression with full safety and a teleport available. And then from this position, we can maybe catch a kill onto an enemy here. And then once again, you're kind of stuck, but we have Phoenix with ourselves in this round, so it really doesn't matter that much. Like, we can easily win this round. Whenever you use your teleport, instantly reset it. Pick it up with yourself. What's the problem? Like, if enemies destroy that teleport, you're not gonna have it anymore during that round. And your main job when you're playing Chamber is what? In every single round, you wanna use your teleport at least 2 times and take 2 safe fights with your teleport. Okay. That peak was very slow. You know, like, usually like, one thing that you're kind of doing, I don't know why, is like, you're kind of clearing angles like this when you're super close to them, and then you stop at the wrong moment, like, you stop here, for an example. Like, this enemy can already see you. You know, he can see already your shoulder, tip of your gun here, maybe, like, pixels from you, and he is ready for that fight. Like, when you're peeking these angles, like, you need to be very careful when you're exposed from an angle that you're clearing at that moment of time, and you just want to peek it like this, you know, pre-aiming it immediately. Like, I don't know, like, why are you doing this, for an example? Like, just moving with one key and then stopping at the wrong moment of time. Like here, for example. Like, you stop there at the wrong moment of time, and then that fucked you up a bit. I mean, could have fucked you up. Listen, if you're alone in this position, you need to search for some fights. If you don't have a support from your teammates from the broken wall and from the spawn, because enemies can kill you from the side, enemies can kill you from the elbow, but usually you want to focus yourself on killing the enemies in the elbow and on the elbow fights. Once again, like, was ist das? You know? Like, well, what is this peak? Like, right now, enemies saw you from the elbow. Like, if an enemy is playing here, for an example, He saw your shoulder right now. He is now ready for that fight. And when you peek out, you know, he's just ready for that fight. He knows exactly when you're gonna peek and how you're gonna peek. And where he should place his crosser. Like here, okay, I'm going elbow. Let's clear these angles. You know, in and out, these off angles here. Then I'm gonna stop here, get the op, and just clear this area of the map. Okay. Okay, listen. When you're jumping on top of these boxes to pick the enemies, so how do we jump on these boxes to pick the enemies? Like, you don't jump by standing up like this, because your accuracy gets resetted way too slow, and also, you know, enemies can already see your head and you jumping when you do this, for an example. They can see your pixels up here. Crouch down, jump, and then when you want to jump on this box, you're crouching, jumping, and uncrouching as you're getting on this position. That saves you a few milliseconds to get, like, an accurate shot onto the enemies that are playing here, or, like, I don't know, here, or whatever the fuck are the enemies at that moment of time. Like, you see this, like, right now I'm just gonna jump, and I'm gonna try to take a shot immediately. I can't. But crouch and jump, bam. Crouch, jump, bam. But the main mistake in this round was just that you use your teleport, like, for this setup right here, which is completely unnecessary. Like, we could have got this kill without the teleport. And then with the teleport, we could have went for a second re-aggression to take a kill, which is going to give us a lot of safety. And then we can maybe support our Phoenix and play, I don't know, like, the round would have been a lot different. Is Icebox coming back? I have no idea, man, like, literally. This play that you did here was, I mean, it's okay. Like, we had to do some, I mean, we're in a 2v3, I mean, 2v2 right now. Your Sova is fighting the Omen at the backside. I guess we had to pick a fight like this. But I feel that you're playing a bit too, I mean, your whole team is playing a bit too passively on Breeze. This setup is okay. This is fine. Well, once again, this peek that you're doing here is like, I don't know, why are you wrapping your crosser around the wall? Like, maybe it's because of a stretch resolution. I don't know, like, maybe not. But it seems like you're just wrapping your crosser around the wall when you can just cut the angle like this. Like, you're doing this, essentially. Why? When you can just, like, when you're playing this position, your only job is to peek this angle at the perfect moment of time when enemies are moving through this tight spot. Bam, TP away, reset yourself, and that's it. Good kill. I don't know why you didn't use your teleport here. I mean, listen, like, one thing that you really want to learn when you're playing Chamber is, so as soon as you're taking a shot with the operator and you have a TP with yourself, like, this is what you're doing. So while you're flicking and shooting, you're already teleporting, like, bam, bam, for an example. I mean, you had a plenty of time here to teleport. If you use your teleport as that shot was getting out of your chamber. Because here, for example, like, you know, you even had this moment of time here where, I mean, this would have been enough to TP away. It would have been enough. And also, there was no reason for you to peek at this moment of time. You know, your Sova is using the ultimate. You heard the enemy jet updraft. You heard an enemy on the left side as well, probably. I don't know. Like, wait a bit. You know, if you're not 100% certain whether or not enemies are here, wait for the perfect opportunity when the enemies are fully exposed, fully unaware of your position, and then bam, strike them. But a good setup, you know, decent setup for... And I'm very good that you're playing Ace in this round because we won the previous round on B. I just want to see, like, did the enemies fake this round or... So Chamber was mid. Jet, Sova, and Reyna are on A. Okay, so they didn't fake. They just like try to execute the A site. We also need to keep the note right now. Chamber started lurking, enemy chamber. So like we need to be aware of you know, whenever we don't see the chamber on the map, we need to pre-assume that he is behind us or somewhere else. In this round, you should be playing B site. I don't know, you know, in that last round, we didn't lose that round on A. We didn't lose that round on... Yeah, we didn't lose that round on A. We lost it on B. And the chances are a bit higher in this round that enemies are gonna try doing a 5-man push onto B right now. But well, let's see. I mean, listen, on Breeze, you're never gonna make a mistake, usually, if you just fight for some space and some early information. Like, as long as you're fighting for, like, mid, fighting for elbow, fighting for A-main with your teammates, everything is fine. Oh, no. G2 Spirit 8-8, bro. They lost 4 rounds in a row. Ooh, good night, Mr. Reyna. Okay. 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 You, listen. You should have bought more in this round. Let me see how much money you have. Brother, I mean, like, you have 5,000 credits. Like, listen, even if you want to save for the operator in this round, spend every credit that you're not gonna spend in the next round. Here you should be getting 8 headhunters with a light shield, maybe. Like, I don't know why did we save in this round so much money? Like, okay, even though you bought the shorty for that Sova, you still could, or whatever the fuck Sova has, you still could have, like, got 3 headhunters for yourself. And fuck the trade, you know, in these eco rounds, you know, trademark is not gonna win you a round, and it doesn't matter that much anyways. Like, if you're playing an eco round, weapons and utility, real utility, is what's actually gonna maybe win you this round if we go for some one-taps and stuff like that. Like, here, you know, in these rounds, like, you don't need to sacrifice headhunters for a trademark if you're playing an eco round. Headhunters are more important. I mean, like, you need to hit some headshots. And here, also another thing is, you should have rotated with your jet. You should have rotated with your jet through mid and cleared the deep mid. I mean, you don't need to fight on mid, obviously, because you have a classic pistol. But, you know, if I just jump spot this shit, bam, and I don't see any enemy, I would try to reconnect with my jet as soon as possible. Like, on Breeze, whenever you can make a rotation through mid, it's always better than making this rotation. Because rotations through the spawn and through the tower take, like, too much time. And, you know, you're gonna lose the timing to play with your teammates and to basically refrag them. Oh, hello, Mr. Omen? Fuck, we could have killed this guy. Okay, we can get a weapon in the elbow. Very nice. In this case scenario, it really doesn't matter with who you play. You can play with the Phoenix, you can play with the Sova. It's really up to you to decide. So literally, it doesn't matter. Like, it literally doesn't matter. But maybe in this scenario, I will play with my Phoenix, because enemy Omen did a plant for the backside, And the plant position in Valorant can tell you a lot how the enemies are maybe gonna play that post plant. Like, if the Omen planted the spike here, enemies are probably gonna play more towards the broken wall, towards the CT, and towards the backside. Which means that Phoenix is definitely gonna be the first contact in the first fight. Thanks God, Phoenix got that pick. Omen is definitely, you know, in one of the areas of the map that we talked about. Either elbow, backside, or CT. Very nice, very good. Not bad. Just your rotation could have been faster. Okay. This is instant rotation, man. Instant rotation. Like here, that Sova dart revealed that no one is in the aim-in. We need to leave this Sova in the aim-in right now and help our teammates on mid and on B. Fuck it. I know that enemies can still be here, but, you know, we don't know how many enemies are here, we don't know what's happening, but usually if you see this Sova dart on mid, that means that at least like 2, 3, or 4 enemies are maybe pushing through the mid area of the map. And that is information on which we need to play. Nevertheless, a good pick here. Just, you know, this chamber, he could have easily hid there for the next, like, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever. So, right now you capitalize more on the enemy chamber mistake rather than, you know, your good play or whatever. Here, the good play was just go towards the doors and help your teammates on mid immediately, before they start dying. And we can deal with the chamber later. This flank right here is also a bad idea. Like, brother, here we had a 5v3 numbers advantage. Knife in the hands, connect with the Sova. Basic refrag game. We don't need to complicate this round, we don't need to do anything. Already by this moment of time, you could have been here with your Sova, killing the enemy Omen in a 2v1 duel, and then we have a 2v1 onto the enemy Reyna. Jay Wolfsman, what's up? No, nothing too much. We're doing a bit of couching today. So we cannot be losing our teammates like this. Once again, please remember to reset your utility when you don't need it anymore. Get a trademark, get a teleport. They're gonna be very useful, especially if you're playing some kind of a clutch. Because right now we can have both teleport and a trademark for this clutch. And especially if you end up in a 1v1, that would be amazing to have. You know, already now you could have had a trademark for an example. Now, why is that trademark important? Because right now, okay, you clear the elbow. You clear the elbow. You kill the Reyna. Very good kill on the Reyna. Brother, now I can just, I don't know, put a trademark for this position or just for the whole backside. Like this. Trademark is covering this. While I'm defusing a spike, I just need to focus myself on this peak or this peak. But since I cleared the elbow deep, that Omen is probably going to try to go for this type of a peak, and that's it. Okay, decent jump up there. You know, you're really undervaluing the power of your utility in these clutches. Okay. Here you should definitely rotate. I mean, like, the reason why you should rotate here is to support your jet. You know, brother, you saw 3 enemies in the aim area of the map. TP away, knife in the hands, clear the elbow, try to help the jet and try to cut off the enemy's rotation either through the elbow or together with your jet on mid. Because right now, even if the enemies walk up into the B side, it doesn't matter. Like, if we kill those 3 enemies, and we end up in a 5v2 or 4v2, 3v2, we have an upper hand to win this round. All of this right here is just waste of time. And personally, I would not push B-main alone, because it is still way too risky. I don't know if enemy chamber is lurking here. I don't know if he is elbow. I don't know if he is window. We really have no information. And based on the fact that you destroy this trademark, enemy chamber is 99% right now at the top mid. Like, these type of trademarks are the trademarks that you drop when you want to lurk up alone through the elbow. So basically, but that one is bad, obviously. Like, usually what you want to do when you're doing this type of a lurk, you want to drop a trademark for the B-main here, so that enemies cannot even take this type of a position in the B-main when you're lurking up. But whatever, you see this type of trademark. As soon as you kill this guy, right here, insta-focus on the elbow, and you need to clear the elbow. And top mid as well. Now, this is gonna be a bit of a problem. If the chamber is doing what I think he's doing, he might fuck us up. Like, he might kill both you and the Jet if he plays this very slow and on timing. I mean, your job here was kind of done. You know, we got 2 kills here with the Jet. Like, even if the Jet dies alone here, it doesn't matter. But if the chamber gets some kind of a good timing to do this, or this, I don't know, like, he has all of the freedom because your trademark is, you know, the trademark that you're doing here at the top mid, this trademark is not covering up the push from the elbow. Like, chamber can just dodge it by doing, you know, going here. Like, enemy's utility placement can tell you 80% of times, like, what enemies are doing at that moment, and you need to be predicting the enemies based on that stuff. I mean, this is just a gamble still. You know, it's just a raw prediction. I don't know where is the chamber. As a matter of fact, he can be anywhere. But this is what usually chamber players do when they lurk up through the B-main area in the map. And that is exactly what happened right now. So, try to think a bit more, you know, while you play the game. Like, every utility has some kind of a purpose, especially when you're playing in a bit higher lobbies, you know, Immortal 1, 2, 3 Radiant. Okay, maybe Immortal 1 is not really high, but Immortal 3 Radiant. This is a very easy read, and the best counterplay here would have been walking into the elbow, clearing the top mid, and connecting with your Jet. And hear me out. Even if chamber is not here, like, even if he is not there, okay, now I can live with a peace in my mind that chamber didn't do that play, and now I can just focus on upfront fights with my Jet, or trying to lock the enemy's cross with the operator right here. And I'm just fighting upfront. Overall, what really fucked us up here on this defender side, that last round was easily winnable if you paid attention on, you know, as like 3-4 enemies are in A-main. But what the fuck is Trademark doing there in the B-main? That could have won you that round. Then the first round we just played bad fundamentally. You cannot play the first round in the way that you played it. You need to play a bit more aggressively towards the elbow and in mid as well. Try to go for some peaks when you have the operator, like in the ranked playbook on my Discord server, you have like 2, 3, 4, 5 very good setups that you can try to get early picks and apply the pressure onto the enemies. Then in a lot of rounds, our team play could have been better. Like, you let your teammates do whatever the fuck they want, and I mean, let them do whatever the fuck they want, but adapt to them at least. You know, try to play either with them or a bit faster. Then in the rounds where you're defending the bomb set alone, the full buy rounds where you have the operator, don't use the passive setups that are making you commit towards the just a second. It is 11-9. It is the post plant, brothers. It is 11-9 post plant. Shiro with the operator. Shiro with the operator. They're sticking the defuse. Yes! One more round. I told you guys. G2 is winning this major. Okay. Now, so you know, team play a bit more aggressive approach towards the breeze, a bit better setups on A site and B site, and like generally just following fundamentals of the map from the playbook, and that's it. And a bit better reads onto the enemies. Like in some rounds, I would say in 50% of rounds, enemies were very readable based on the very basic patterns and rules. Okay. Now, first round of breeze on the attacker side. So on the attacker side of breeze, your default side number 1 priority is B set still. Number 2 priority A. Number 3 priority mid. So what does this mean? This means that early on, you're in the first 4 to 6 rounds, you mainly want to test and measure the strengths of your team and the enemy team onto the B site and A site. Like doing some 5-man executes, 5-man splits, and with the mid control and defaulting, we should start if the team play is not working. So when you're playing chamber, in the first 4 rounds, you never lurk, you never flank, you just try to play with your team and organize your teammates to play together as 5. Now, in this round right here, in this match, when the enemies have 0 hardcore sentinels, and they also don't have a Viper in their team, the best pattern of pushing in the first 4 rounds is 3 rounds in a row, we go together as 5 onto the B site, and then in a 4th round, we fake B, and then go A. Period. That's what we should be doing right now. But let's say, for an example, we told our teammates to do that, and 4 of our teammates want to go A. Just play with your teammates in A. It's 5v4, 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 5v4. No, 4v4. 4v3, 4v3. 2 with what the fuck is going on? 2v2, 2v2. Hit that spray, Matusz! Fucking hell, bro. Fucking hell, man. Matusz sold it, bro. Okay, so what we should be doing in this round? What we should be doing in this round is like in this first round, if 4 of our teammates want to go B, is the following. So you get a bandit and a trademark, or 6 headhunters and a trademark. We're putting a trademark here for the A main area of the map. And what I would recommend you to do in the first round, if your teammates want to go together as 5A, is put a teleport here, and then instantly go for an aggressive peek, pre-aiming top mid. Like, 80% of times, you will get a free pick like this in the first round. Also, you know, a lot of the times when the enemies hear the A push, and the call that it's going to be the A push, they will do fast rotations through mid. You know, instantly. Like, if a guy wanted to push elbow or play top mid, he's gonna rotate there. So, you know, we're trying to catch that enemy off guard. Then we can TP, reset, and essentially just play with the rest of our team in the A main area of the map. But, you know, if you don't feel confident doing that, you can just put a teleport here and just, you know, scale out with your teammates, get into this position, and then from this position, take the space and take the site. But this type of a flank and lurk, you should never be doing in the first round, because, first of all, we don't want to showcase to enemies that we like to do this. You know, we don't want to showcase to enemies that I actually love to flank lurk and that I'm going to be doing this in the future. Second of all, we cannot trust our teammates, especially after our 3-9 half where our teammates were not really the best. We cannot really rely on our allies to, you know, make the right plays, and we don't know who are we playing with and against, because by the time that you lurk up here, we can easily lose 4 of our teammates and then end up in some kind of a 1v2, 1v3 where we need to retrieve the spike. So first round is a round where you never lurk, never flank, we always play together as 5. And you can go for some kind of a solo play, but but not like this. Gintogi, welcome back, my man. 12-11, bro. Okay, now in this 2v2, because you know that both enemies are like on the A side, first thing that we should do is we should reset our trademark. And maybe you can go for some aggressive play. I mean, you have only 48 HP. Maybe we can surprise the enemies by playing behind this box and cutting off their rotation. And, you know, using that surprise mechanic. I mean, when you have such a good timing, when the enemies are so super far away from you and from your Viper, why not? But of course, if you just play this pulse plan together with your Viper, you're still not gonna make a mistake. I mean, like, you can play a basic refrag setup as per usual. This teleport is really dangerous because right now enemies can be pushing behind us. Okay, both enemies are there. We have a teleport. We can peek on timing. It's very important how we peek here. Holy shit, what a flick, bro. What a kill. Very nice. Okay. Decent round. Decent round overall. Like, but I think you could have cut off the enemy's rotation there and maybe surprise them. Just a second, chat. Just a second. Just a second. Sorry, Kuba. Just a moment. 12-11. How by round? Good Molotov for the... Fuck me in the ass. Okay. 4v4. 4v4. Heavy God is still alive. Bombs coming in. No, the spray through the smoke.
Man up for Team Spirit. Time for Gino to do the same or get sent back in. Only some bias to stop this overtime, and they're toying with him. Barrel seen going in a hostile territory, coming to terms with the fact that if he doesn't clutch up, there's no way to do this. Spirit, dig deep.
But I'm not gonna watch this. I can't watch this, bro. At least if Falcons win, like, they can easily win against the Spirit. Okay. Now, when we win the first round... Fuck the money, bro. I want G2 to win. So, here. You win the first round of Breeze. And you went A in the first round. Go A again. Just let's go A again. It's the best option anyways. And what you can get with the chamber, like, usually, what you want to get in this round is, like, you can get a Marshal with a heavy shield. And just go for the body shots. And that's it. You can also maybe get a Bulldog. You can also go for Headhunters if you really prefer the Headhunters. And that's it. I will not go for the Outlaw. And the reason is because even on the attacker side of the chamber, on Breeze, you want to play Operator quite a lot. Because it's a very long-range map. It's very easy to find the picks above the smokes, around the smokes, to hold the enemy's aggressive pushes from mid doors, to pick the enemies on the window on the B side, clear the elbow. Like, essentially, Outlaw is a bit too much of an investment, considering that enemies right now are eco Halby. They're not going to have any shields, and also, like, in that fourth round, you have an option to get the Operator. And in this round, the best idea is to go A again. Why? It's a bit more unpredictable, number one. And number two, like, you know, I really don't want to send my teammates into a claustrophobic map, into a claustrophobic site, such as B site of... B site... Watch game! Look at what Matus did. Just a second.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Some pious with a swing and a miss, and Heavy God, they've been making him feel real uncomfortable. Nurse has just provided the cover. Ooh. Heavy God gets a few more seconds to try and find impact, but they are seconds, and they pass by quickly. Nades rain in on some pious. The streak looking to continue for Team Spirit. Mattis does what he can, but this is a losing battle. Hunter, dead after one. Started this on a real hot single turn. Mattis can't figure out where they are. There's the small there's a freebie. He's walking. Shut down! Mattis. And Zontig's able to get to position. Spirit's model stoic. Keeping his...
What a flick, bro. What a flick, bro. What a flick. How can you watch fucking Valorant VCT when this is happening, bro? Okay. So in this round, Kuba, we should be going A definitely. Listen, whenever you peek in the window, never dry peek it, because enemies that are holding you like always have a huge advantage over you. Either wait for the drone, or peek with a teleport, or peek with your teammates, or like jump spot the window, and then go for a peek. Okay? Simple as that. Because this dry peek is the worst peek you can do. You know, this window is same as the window on Haven. Very dangerous peek, no reason to do it dry. Fuck it. But with the drone is fine. Here, if you start the window, we need to give our teammates a trademark for the elbow. Don't forget to do that. Okay, we're missing a timing there a bit to play with our teammates. No reason to play this aggressive. Why would you do that? Like here, brother, you have the Outlaw. I mean, the whole power of Outlaw is the long-range fights. So what you should have done in this round, first of all, you should have saved your teleport. I mean, if your teammates already took the full B-side control, why would I be using my teleport here? You know, we can use this trademark to cover the flank through here, then go into the site with our teammates, and then we can use our teleport, to play at the backside and just fuck up the enemies as we're fighting together with our allies. This is a bit of a waste of a teleport and of the... This is a bit of a waste of a teleport and of opportunity to just F up the enemies easily. I don't think G2 is winning this. I have like zero hopes right now. I don't know, we'll see. But they're really struggling on that CT. Now in this round right here, once again, especially if you have a sniper, try this play on mid. You know, try as soon as the round starts, try to peek through the doors here by running the top mid. Like this timing right here is a perfect timing to kill the enemies that are like walking down mid. Like enemies can never walk down mid if you do this type of a peek. And also you have a great timing to maybe surprise the enemies at the top mid, because even in Immortal 3 lobbies, for some reason players are not aware of this peek. They're never, you know, most of the players are holding this, and they don't observe the doors at all. They don't respect the doors. Respect. Also, whenever you're doing this type of a play, like, you know, you want to lurk up mid alone, where do you put your trademark? Your trademark should always be placed somewhere here. Why? Enemies cannot get this, you know, this angle onto you. What a cinema of the game. No, donk activated, man. Donk activated. What a choke, man. And once again, as I said, like, try in these first 4 rounds to mainly play with your teammates. Like, try to play with them. Like, it is free, you know? And then, from the round number 5, you can start lurking, flanking, or doing something alone. The reason is very simple. Like, you know, we cannot be doing blind lurks and blind flanks based on no information. You cannot trust your teammates so much with the executes early on in a match. And also, And also, like, you really want to measure the strengths between your team and the enemy team early on in a game. When it comes to the executes. Because, you know, if the 5-man executes are working, you really don't need to complicate your games whatsoever. Okay? Okay. Listen, this teleport up here, the only time when you wanna drop this teleport is like when enemies are always stopping your executes and they're dropping a smoke here, and your teammates never wanna go out. So the whole point of this teleport setup is to basically get this off angle and potentially find a pick above the enemy smoke while you're just waiting for your teammates to activate. Otherwise, like, whenever your teammates are just going out and running it down, like, just use a teleport here and just run it down with them and try to get onto this position, and then from this position we're scaling out and trying to take the space with our team. Playing on this spot with a TP is fine, just, you know, we cannot overcommit. We just go for one shot and that's it. Yeah, very good, very good, very good. Ah! Right now, like, we need to wait for this Sova to work and provide space for him. This overswing was really unnecessary from you, like, brother, you're already 4v1. Wait for your teammates to make a contact with the enemies and we play a perfect crossfire. But whatever, I mean, it's 4v1, like, we're gonna win this round anyways. But I really don't want you to throw your life like that for nothing. Okay. As I said, like, this teleport setup is only good when, like, you are not, like, when your teammates are not able to take the instant space here in the first sector of the A site. Otherwise, you know, it's a bit bad. It's a bit of a bad teleport because you don't have a lot of space to play around it on the actual site. Like, a much better TP setup is this, where you can scale towards the right side, take this position, and then fight at the back side. Or when you can maybe using this teleport here, so that you can go all the way onto the left side, and then through the smoke, maybe surprise the enemies with a peek, and try to fuck them up. Also, your Viper should definitely recorrect her smoke setup here. Like, this is a really bad Viper wall. It should be more towards the right side. I mean, it should be placed from a different position, but yeah, that's impossible to recorrect in ranked solo queue. Here, I don't know why you're playing alone. I mean, your teammates are playing the spike on A side. They're going A. The only way for us to win this round is playing together as 5 and just making sure that we can refrag our teammates. And playing for the aiming here is not bad. I mean, we have a very good crossfire. One problem here is, like, you know, when you're in the A main and your teammates don't have the backside control right here, you need to jump spot the A main. We need to be or hold the cross, because we cannot give all of this space to the enemy for free, and then one enemy can just mow down your teammates from the backside and just, you know, take free kills. What an entry from the Hunter, man. Brother, if they lose this, I'm gonna be so sad. Fuck the money, bro, but they deserve to win. Like, G2 deserves to win this one. Also, when your teammates are playing the spike on A, try to persuade them and try to tell them to plant the spike here, like this. So basically planting the spike in this position, And what the fuck are they doing, bro? On this position, and the spike should be sticking out here. And essentially like, my fuck you, Magics! Fuck you, Chamber. Yeah, donk goodbye, 3v1, overtime continues. Second overtime. What do you want to play in the spike right here? Is because the spike is then visible, you know, from this position as well. I know exactly how much of the spike is being diffused. And, you know, we can play on time and, you know what that enemy is doing. So far, what we know about the enemies in this match is that enemies are usually playing around top mid and around the doors. They have someone in every round. So we can maybe punish an enemy top mid or around the doors with an aggressive peek and an aggressive play. Also, they're playing pretty passively on the A side, which is giving us a lot of space to do the 5-man executes. And on the B side, usually they have only one teammate defending the B side. Now, with that information, probably the best idea here is to just send it B. But also what we can do is like, we can definitely... Yeah, shit with 2 kills. No, not a fake comeback. But also, this fake that we're doing here is totally fine. Just when you're faking a bomb site, only 2 players should be faking that site. Like your initiator and your duelist or a secondary duelist. Like Jet and Sova with a Viper wall is more than enough to sell the fake on the A site. Here you should be holding the elbow. Yeah, very good, very nice. Here we needed to start walking into the B site and taking the space. I mean, I know the chamber might be anchoring in the site, but, you know, your team has sent onto the A site. Now we don't have the smoke for B site. Here, what you should have been doing is moving into the B site together with your Viper and creating that space. Very good reset here from you. This is the discipline that you want to see from the players. Very good Scheiße, very good shit. Whenever you end up on the B site, always clear the elbow first and clear the back site and then everything else. Don't give that job to your teammates. Once again, this teleport that you use here is unnecessary. You know, we have the like it's much better if you use a teleport from the site. If you're already gonna end up in a post plant on the B site. You know, put a TP here and now, you know, I can fight left, I can fight right, I can fight everywhere with my teammates. You know, what if an enemy goes on a flank right now? Goes through the elbow or goes towards the window? Like, you cannot use your teleport then. And this overpeak was mega unnecessary, considering that, you know, all of your teammates on site are playing super passively. Your Jett got this kill onto Reyna. Just tuck into the site, and generally speaking, like, you don't give that many fucks about your teammates that are playing passively, you know, like, basically, that are flanking and lurking. If the Jett is already on a flanking and lurk, let her work alone. We don't need to force ourselves to go for some retakes or something like that. Reflex, sorry. This round here, you know, in this round here, the only reason why you cannot flank and lurk is because the enemy, like, you already in the last round, you did a fake. And now in this round, enemies are gonna be slightly more ready to, like, go some pious, activate some pious. Some pious activate, bro. Activate your inner demons, some pious. Some pious. Come on, brother. Inner demons. Shut down that fucking Shiro, bro. Yeah, what is that angle you're holding, my G? 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. No, this is a free round. No. No. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. 16-16. If they win the next round, they win the match. Trust me, chat. They win the next round, they win this game. Okay. So the reason why you cannot lurk in this round is in the last round we did kinda like a lurk. You know, we did a fake. And now we need to expect from the enemies, like, you know, they're gonna be expecting this shit. So right now, once again, one of the best plays we can do is like maybe peek the doors to catch an enemy off guard here, reset, and then simply play with the team. Like, you need to be very careful when you decide to flank and lurk and play alone, based on how much pressure you applied onto the enemies and what do you think enemies might be expecting from you. Yo, my brother Sampayas is so bad, bro. My brother Sampayas, man, like, give Kerrigan operator, he's gonna get more kills. My dude on attacker side is abomination. And also, in this round, during a lurk and flank and playing alone is abysmal. Literally abysmal. Brother, we have an economy advantage. Enemies are playing with shit weapons. In these rounds, you never lurk, you never flank, you always do some kind of a 5-man execute with your teammates. Don't complicate rounds that don't have to be complicated. Like, there was absolutely no reason for you to find yourself in this position, and absolutely no reason to play alone. And you should have cleared this right corner a bit better. Like, you completely lost the timing onto this angle right here. And, you know, this timing on which Reyna peeked to, like, it is what it is. Like, that's what happens in Valorant. But don't complicate the rounds that are already won. Come on, God. Come on. Three wins in a row. 3 rounds in a row for G2. Please. I wanna see Hunter in semifinals. Okay, we're putting the trademark on ceiling. You are playing alone. Way too much. Becoming too predictable for the enemy team. Like, in one match of ranked solo queue, there's maybe, like, so one match that lasts 24 rounds. There are maybe 4 rounds in total where you play alone. Like, where you go for some kind of a flank, lurk, and that's it. And you need to pick a right moment to do these plays based on timings, based on how much space your teammates have taken, based on where the enemies are, based on the sound that you're getting, etc, etc. You cannot be playing alone every single round. Some bias, bro. Oh, Matusz. Sorry, Kuba. Sorry, Kuba, brother. They have 3 people CT. Some bias activated. Yo, it's a B plant. Okay, 4v1. If Magix clutch this, I'm gonna eat my balls on stream live. If he clutches this, Tomorrow.
You have good taste, my friend.
Brother, you lose a 1v4 against Magix, bruh.
Be careful near the ship.
A fat
Portal does not
peasant, bro, like.
such a bad investment. My ult is ready.
Basically a second Kerrigan. Okay. Let's go. So, in this round right here, what's even the plan in this round? Like, once again, you're lurking mid. Your teammates are dying on the A side, as per usual. We're clearing mid. You need to be a bit more mobile when you're clearing these angles. Like, so, what do I mean by that? Like, just a bit faster. You know, if I'm clearing these positions, I cannot just move with one key, like this, and take these type of fights. We need to go in and out, checking this spot, a bit faster, bro. Like, because when you stop right here, an enemy already sees you there. And then if that enemy, you know, if that enemy, like, Sumpayas, brother! And, you know, that enemy is gonna be more ready for a fight. You should be playing more with your teammates, definitely. I don't know why you have such a solistic playstyle. Like, you know, that's not something that we were talking about that you should be doing. Oh. Okay, finally we are playing with our teammates. Listen, especially if you have only one teammate. So in this type of setup, one of your teammates is going through the mid. Support that teammate by dropping this teleport and instantly clearing this angle for that teammate. Because this play, this allows the enemies to do this completely. Nah, brother, Sampayas is like crazy work, bro. Like, we talked about the, you know, TP setups on the A side. But basically, you know, your main job when you're going onto the A side of A side of Breeze is like you want to take this type of pathing. Like, you really want to get into this position as soon as possible, and then from this position take the sector number 2, and then from the sector number 2 we extend the round and we clear the backside with our teammates, and that's it. That's a lot of pressure and a lot of space taken from your enemies. Fuck. I mean, it happens to even the best, you know, even to tens, as they say. Like, here, you kind of saw that like, but this match could have been over. You saw that Omen Paranoia came from this position. Like, Omen cannot be there, bro. Like, you literally saw that Paranoia going from the left side. Like, you should have just swung this Omen, take a freebie, take a free pick, and yeah. But okay. I mean, I also don't have the sound in this VOD, so that's a bit of a problem. I'm doing a lot of blind guesses. Brother, this is one of the best matches of esports I ever watched, to be honest. There's gotta be top 10 of Counter-Strike, man. Okay, maybe top 20 of all time. Good peek into the B-main. Love that we cleared that. So let me give you a small recorrection here. Whenever you're going B, always jump spot the elbow to get this information, and then put a trademark right here. So the trademark should not be visible from this peak, but the trademark should disallow the enemies to get, you know, onto this angle if they path like this. They can still play here, of course, and dodge it, but they cannot go deep because BAM is gonna reveal them. And if they make a mistake of peeking like this, trademark is gonna reveal them, and that's it. So trademark just has higher chance of revealing the enemies. Good teleport setup for the B push. Good push as well. Not bad. Now we just play with the Phoenix. Play with the Phoenix. Shine bright like a Phoenix. Never mind. Jet is dead. Jet is dead. Jet is dead. We need to pay attention to the minimap. This spot you don't want to play here. Why? Because you don't have much safety towards the drop. So what does that mean? Like when you play on top of this bench right here, make sure that you're not playing behind this box exactly, because then, you know, if you want to reset after a shot, it's a lot harder. You know, you might do this and then bam, you're dead. I play around here, you know, play around here, and then you can bob up, reset yourself, and then go for a next fight. Tenir, fuck you, boy! Also, I don't know why we're taking a fight like this, but okay, because we literally have the teleport on the right side, and then we can just play with our teammates up front. Like here, a much better idea would be to play with the Sova around the broken wall, so we can refrag the Sova no matter what type of a fight he takes. My guy's behind us. You should have reset the teleport here. I mean, to be honest, in this round, it really doesn't matter that much. What is this, bro? Like, what are these shots, bro? What the fuck are these shots, bro? Oh, Heavy God decided to go full-on blind mode this round. So once again, we overcomplicated a very simple round. You know, instead of you playing this position, you should have just played with the Sova at the broken wall. Be focused on refragging your Sova and your Phoenix. Play with them. Because right now what we're doing, we're separating into 3 individual 1v1 and 1v3 fights. On a micro level, I think that in this WOD, early on in a match, you played way too, like, you did way too many flanks and solo plays, that right now, I think that no matter what type of a solo play you do, I think enemies are going to be ready for that. Because you condition the enemies to think so much about your solo plays, which we should use as a joker card, if the match is not going in our favor, that at this moment, you know, like, we really cannot make a single solo play anymore. Instantly take the elbow, follow. So when you're going B, follow the Viper, take the elbow, take the backside, and voila, ba 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 ba. And once you kill that Jet, insta safety. Search for the safety. You take a sight you're 5v4, overexposed from 2 different angles. Search for the safety, get onto some good postman position around the elbow or around some cover, and get ready for the refrags. Right now we can just simply play this spot right here, and just be ready to refrag our allies. Sampaius motherfucker. Omega Pi Omega! 3v1. Magic's again. But there's no way. What the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck is going on in that match, bro? Is this a VOD review? Yeah. As I said early on in the match, like, you know, one thing that you could have noticed already from the round number 6, which you should have noticed, is that enemies have a huge gap on the B side. That basically they're only playing one teammate on the B side, while the rest of the team is stacking towards the mid and towards the mid and towards the A site. So we're very good that we're abusing B side so much. But listen, like, when you abuse one site for so many rounds in a row, you should... some pies trying to hold a tight angle says I hold. But rather, you don't have reaction time for that. I'm just kidding. Now, so we push B 3 rounds in a row. Let's do a fake. You know, even in the middle of the match, you can do a play like this. It is totally and absolutely fine. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro, like my bubblegum went through my... So sorry, this is crazy, bro. So, listen. In this round, okay, we're holding elbow here. We should be ready to pick the enemies in the B-man together with our jet. Okay, man, we were walking here and taking the space on timing, so we kind of debated the jet a bit. And here as well, like, even if this chamber is on the right side, always try to take for your teammates the elbow control and control of the backside. Because as soon as you take the elbow control and the backside control, the rounds become far easier. Yeah, I think you sprayed way too much. Like, I mean, like, you really don't want to take the fights like this in Valorant, because essentially these type of fights will always fuck you up a bit. And a much better idea is to, like, you know, you go for a spray here, okay, but don't spam this guy through the wall. You know, like, reset yourself, get ready for a second peek, and that's it. Hold him. Also, like, you know, whenever you get in a fight like this and you're playing chamber with a teleport, if the fight is not going your way, and essentially, like, it's a bit 50-50, just like reset yourself with a teleport, and that's it. Better than dying in a 1v1 for no reason at 11-12. Now in this overtime, listen, so our main mistake in this match was mainly playing way too passively. And essentially, like, you really wanted to, like, especially in overtime, you need to make some kind of an aggression. You know, we need to pick the elbow, get that information, and then play here. Is this GG, huh? Last round. That's an okay peak. But now we need to reset, like... So, listen. Even though we don't have space anymore, like it's a 5v4, you don't need to search for more kills. We have a trademark for top mid. Enemies cannot go through the link and through the elbow. It's fine. Also, we have a 5v4 numbers advantage. Especially on a big map such as Breeze. If your teammates leave the space open like this, it's okay, it's fine. We can still hold some very good off angles, very good positions, like, we don't need to play too aggressively. You know, here, this play that you're making, it's fine, it's okay, just in a 5v4, when you have the operator in overtime, there's really no reason to risk it so much when you can just play from the broken wall, hold the mid, hold the smoke, hold the backside, because right now, an enemy could have walked into the side behind you, and we're gonna be in a lot of problemos, mi amore. Mi amore, mi amore. Espresso macchiato. Whenever you have the op and you're rotating from B to A through the spawn, always try to rotate. Hunter 300 IQ. I swear to God. Yes! Another overtime! Always go on top of the bridge. Because, like, from top of the bridge, you can actually see a lot of the angles. You know? We can kill the enemies here. We can kill the enemies here. We can try to get a peek like this. And then, you know, from the lower ground, we're clearing the angles one at a time and engaging the enemies. So maybe here, above the smokes and above that bridge angle, we could have got some picks onto this omen and enemies moving in. Good kill there. Good teleport setup as well, love it. Now we can just play with our jet from the right side. Yeah, clear all the angles on the left and play with the jet, play with the jet. Yeah, switch to the Vandal, always on these retakes. Unless you're very low HP. You have a trademark, you can pressure this chamber with a trademark. Trademark, and then peek. But we can also hold him like, this is not that shabby. Not that bad. So, I don't know. Like, you know, in overtimes, usually you want to do what works the most for you in that specific match. So in this specific game, like, you know, B executes were a lot cleaner, a lot easier. In almost every single round when we were pushing B, there was only like one enemy there defending it. So that is what I would try to do, or, you know, once again, I would try to find a pick on mid and then reset with my teammates in aim and if they want to go A. Also, in this match, we can easily take the space on contact because enemies are not really fighting for any significant map control. And I already explained, like, you know, what is your main task if you're going onto the A site. Like, you're risking it too much when you're doing this type of play, and then this TP setup is something that you very, very rarely do when like we don't have like an entry on the site. In this one, again, like same as in one of the previous rounds in the regular part of the match, way too risky setup, considering that you're playing alone on the B site. We need to have a teleport towards the broken wall. Also, this push, man, like, you know, you cannot be disrespecting the enemies. Like, what if enemies are lurking, flanking, like, Chamber really like to play alone in this match quite a lot. I mean, okay, we saw the Chamber on mid, so I guess that's an information that we can use. Fucking some piles, bro. Okay, good round by your teammates. Nothing really to shit about. As I already mentioned, like, the best pick we can get right now with this swap is probably picking the doors and then trying to get a pick there. This pick was not bad. Once again, very passive setup. You see, like, you know, if you have a teleport towards the right side, now you would have a safety to play here and take any fight that you want. And here you should definitely reset. I mean, like, listen. You're in a 3v2. This round is practically over for you. Like, literally, there's no reason to fight, no reason to be a hero. Why? Because the round is practically over. You have an operator, Spike is planted in the middle, enemies don't have the smokes. It is GG, well played, cool Tigers. Like, these type of fights I never want to see you take. Fuck it, bro. Spike is planted, you're in a 4v2. 3v2 now. Go use a teleport, reset yourself. You can also get on top of the boxes. From top of the boxes, maybe get a kill. And that's it, bada. Bababoo bada. Balalu la la la. We lost this round! Aww. This is another reason, like, why I really need you to play disciplined in this type of rounds. Because if you're not playing fully disciplined, then you're not really gonna have a fun time. You know, when your teammates end up in a 2v2 postman like this. Okay, so in the first overtime, enemies went B. In the second overtime, they went A, right? Oh yeah, I mean, like, here we can easily pre-assume that enemies might be going B. And we should just prepare some kind of a regular setup on B site. Yeah, like, this is definitely B push. Or a B split. No reason to hold the top mid, like, your teammates have literally the whole mid control. Also, what's a really good play on Breeze. When you think enemies are gonna go B, and you have a teammate that wants to push the elbow, double push into the elbow without the B side control is totally fine. Because that is something that players very rarely expect in ranked solo queue. Like, one guy should be the first contact, then we should have a second guy that is like a second contact, basically. And there is absolutely no reason to like defend the B side, because by this surprise play where we play together with the Jet, we can easily maybe get like 2-3 picks or surprise the enemies from behind, take this space immediately, and then do a 3-2 retake, very fast retake onto the B side. Brother, I can't believe, like, the round the G2 lost right now. Good peek, good peek. Good second shot as well, very, very fucking good. Now you're kind of stuck at the elbow, and then, you know, I mean, you're forced to play like this. Maybe you could have taken a bit deeper position, because here you know that enemy still didn't move into the site when you killed Omen. A bit better play here, because even though you have 20 HP, would be like to lock in an angle like this, so that like you know, enemies cannot cross into the site no matter what, or trying to reposition slowly towards the broken wall, so that you're not forcing yourself to fight a 1v2. Try to look for more safety in your gameplay. Okay, listen, in this 2v1, where the enemy spike is in the spawn, knife in the hands, go through the B main, connect with the Sova, finish this round. Why are we giving this Reyna, yeah, 2 1 versus 1s? Here as well, go, 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 knife in the hands, go. She doesn't have a timing to do this, like, she was literally at the bridge, bro. Okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. Is this a match point? Yo, what is this Tenir's position, man? What is this Tenir's position? Yo, what a fumble! What a fumble! Brother, heavy God has heavy balls, I swear to God. How the fuck do they know they're playing this spot? Well, it was nice. Match. Okay. Listen, man, like, so, in this specific case scenario, like, you really need to ask yourself a bit more, like, what enemies have been doing the whole match, how they have been positioning, and, you know, how they have been playing. Like, enemies were never aggressing us in B main, elbow, and A main. So we definitely cannot find any picks here. When it comes to their rotations, yeah, they're rotating pretty fast, but your teammates need to make a significant pressure onto the enemies on the opposite part of the map. Like, to be honest, in this round, like, if you want to find some picks, once again, the best gamble for you was searching for some picks in mid. Because mid area of the map is where the enemies were frequently fighting, and where, like, you know, they were quite over-peaking and then taking these aggressive duels. Here, for example, Sova used both of his darts. Your Jet died. Now, I mean, you need to wait for some kind of a contact or some kind of a sound to make a move, and this is it. Yeah, like here we need to take the space. Every angle one at a time. Okay, it is what it is. But the problem with this VOD is, like, you know, you could have easily won this game on the attacker side if you just didn't play so many solo rounds, and if we started lurking and flanking in some of the future rounds, when we got some information about the enemies. I feel that early on you played way too much alone, and you were basically not, you know, not that impactful or not that useful to your teammates. Listen, Kuba, I'm gonna review your VOD one more time, alone, and basically, like, I'm gonna review all of your documents as well, because I was not paying attention on your mechanical skill at all in this VOD. And then in 24 hours from now, I'm gonna hit you up with with solutions for all of your problems, and with some kind of a training. Sorry, I was way too focused on that G2 match. YouTube, thank you for watching. This is definitely gonna go on our main channel. Like, literally, we almost talked about nothing in this VOD. Fuck it, CS2 Major more important, you know, like. So Kuba, I'm gonna watch this VOD one more time, and I'll hit you up to private messages with everything. Take care, subscribe, leave a like, join Discord server for coaching, all of that good stuff. See ya in the next one. Bye bye.